Good morning, learners. Welcome to our Earth and Life Science class. I am happy to see you all in our virtual classroom. Last meeting, we tackled about the formation of the universe and the solar system, how the solar system and universe formed. We also discussed the 8 different planets and their characteristics. As I announced last meeting, before we continue our discussion this week about the subsystem, as I mentioned last meeting, you will be having a documentary and presentation about the uniqueness of the Earth from different planets. But before we start to your presentation, we will having a short recap of what we discussed last meeting. Mm, so will be a short recap for us. So remember that the sun and the planet formed together 4.6 billion years ago. Imagine that the planet formed together in 4.6 billion years ago from a cloud of gas. Imagine that the cloud of gas and the dust called of the solar nebula, a shock wave from a nearby supernova explosion probably initiated the collapse of the solar nebula. So the sun formed in the center and the planet formed in the thin disk orbiting around it. In the same manner also, in the same manner, moon formed orbiting the gas giant planets. Comets condensed in the outer solar system, and many of them were thrown out to the great distances by the close gravitational encounter with the giant planet. Wow. After the sun ignited a strong solar wind cleared the system of gas and dust. So imagine, this is really amazing to study about the formation of the solar system and the universe, to see um the clouds, no, the cloud of gas rather, and the dust called the solar nebula. So, are you ready for your presentation for today? Before that, our competency for today is about recognize the uniqueness of the Earth being the only planet in the solar system with properties necessary to support life. So again, this is um, I mentioned last meeting, document the existing unique properties of the Earth which support life and present them to the class. We discussed about the 8 planet, right? We discussed about in last meeting we discussed about the 8 planets and their characteristics. But why Earth is really unique to other planets? So this will be your presentation for today. For our rubrics for today, I didn't include it, but for our rubrics for today, or 10% content, it will be this presentation is total of 30%. So 10% for the content of your presentation and your documentary, 10% of deliver, and also 10 points to creativity. So, are you ready to present your work today? So first, let's have Lian. Let's have Lian. Go ahead and present your documentary.
Good day, Teacher Carol. So, I am going to discuss about the unique characteristics of the Earth, which is the extensive continental structure. The Earth is composed of different continents, which is divided by waters, and the continent has many lands and mountains. Continental crust is mostly composed of different types of granites. Geologists often refer to rocks of this crust as sial, which stands for silicate and aluminum, the most abundant minerals in the continental crust. Continental crust is thrust up in the process of orogeny or mountain building. For this reason, the thickest part of continental crust are at the world's tallest mountain ranges. Like icebergs, the tall peaks of the Himalayas and Andes are only part of the region continental crust. So here is the evidences that I documented. So unlike the other planet, the features of the Earth, particularly the land surfaces, provides resources and habitat where people and animals could live. And the climate for both land surfaces were able to provide resources and habitat for the people and animals. But in the warm environment, it provides a support for the lives of the plants that we could use as resources and habitats for the people and animals. And the second one is our liquid water. Liquid water is the most essential element where the earth is rich in. The vast majority of water on Earth's surface, over 96%, is saline water. These freshwater resources provides people with water that they need for their living. The water also keeps the earth sustainable as it makes the temperature cool down. As an evidence, so not just the ocean, it also pertains to streams, rivers, and lakes or groundwater, which helps the living organism sustain their life. For people, water is used for hydration and for hygiene. And it is same as with the animals because water makes them adjust to their warm environment. And as well as plants, they need water as their nutrients to grow. We have what we call dams that we could see here in the picture. So the dams flows around, the water from the dam flows around our homes, which provide us with the needs of bathing water or drinking water. It supports our necessities for our everyday living. And that is the two unique characteristics of our Earth that supports life.
Thank you, Lian, for your documentary and your presentation for today. We really appreciate it. And thank you for presenting it to the class. Your grade will be posted after our class for today, and you will check it right away. So our next reporter will be uh, Art Vista. Go ahead. You can do your report now.
Thank you. And now I will talk about the documentation about the unique characteristics of Earth on my part. And the first one, the unique characteristic of Earth is the Earth's temperature. The Earth's temperature is just right. It's not too hot and not too cold. Life seems limited to a temperature range of minus 15 degrees to 115 degrees. In this range, liquid water can still exist under certain conditions to help us survive. Because in low temperature, the water freezes, making liquid water unavailable, but in too high temperature, the water quickly evaporates. On the picture, the documentation is one of the scenery where our temperature makes a climate suitable for living. In Earth, we have four seasons, which is spring, summer, fall, and winter, follow one another regularly, and each has its own light, temperature, and weather patterns that repeat yearly. But the seasons is not harsh and it's just enough for the living organisms to survive and adjust to the changes of temperature. On the second picture, there are some places on Earth that is cold, but we need it as well to survive. There are organisms on Earth that we need to be in a cold place to survive, like the polar bears, penguins, reindeers, and a lot more. Also, this also freezes the amount of water that we do not want to be added to the amount of the water that we have on the ocean right now, since it will disrupt the balance of the temperature on some other parts of the earth, and the earth might be submerged to water if we have too much water in the ocean. So the earth temperature is just right. And that's one of the unique characteristics of the Earth, since the location of the Earth is not too far, but not too close as well on the Sun. Also, one of the unique characteristics of Earth is the oxygen, because the Earth is the only planet that supplies oxygen. On the documentation, the first picture represents that we have an oxygen-rich atmosphere. The percentage of oxygen in Earth is 21%. Oxygen plays a critical role in respiration, the energy producing chemistry that drives the metabolism of most living things. And we humans, along with many other creatures, needs oxygen in the air that we need to breathe to stay alive. And on the second picture, we can see plants, which is the one who help us as well to have an oxygen in the air. Oxygen is generated during the photosynthesis by plants and many types of microbes and help us to have oxygen in the air so that it is possible for us to breathe. Indeed, these unique characteristics made living in the earth possible.
Congratulations to all the reporters. Congratulations to Lian and Art. And your grade will be posted after our class. You can check it right after. And I hope you learned something new today. I hope you appreciate what we have right now, what the earth have, and the uniqueness of the earth in our lives, because uh, other planets didn't have that kind of property. So thank you for your presentation. Thank you for your cooperation. And thank you for your sharing your thoughts to our class. And then we will proceed. Now we will proceed to our next topic will be the subsystem.